because we have him waiting in the green room. I love that we have a green room here on our YSM running point. So we'll bring in the head coach of the South Range girls basketball program, back-to-back regional runners-up, and one of the more successful programs in the area. It is Jeff Fishel, the one that we call just simply Fish. Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
Oh, man, we are so happy to have you. We're excited to preview some basketball with you.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. The high school football playoffs are here, and we're allowed to start practicing, and the boys' teams can start practicing, at the end of this week. So it's Halloween, and it's time to get rolling.
Looking at the program now, and just looking at what you are going to be bringing back, and some standout players that you think are going to be from this group this year. Talk about those players that you're expecting big things from last year, that are going to have to step up to fill the voids of the seniors that have now departed.
Yeah, we're certainly going to have a different look, and very fortunate for us that we get to start that with Lexi Giles, who's, she's one of the best players in the state of Ohio. She's been a great leader for us this summer. So, that's a great place to start. We've got two other seniors this year, Mallory Vidman and Hannah Hakinen, that we're expecting big things from. And Emma Cunningham's been big for us our freshman and sophomore year. So she's going to have some bigger shoes to fill this year as a junior. And Devin Sauerwein's back as a letter winner, that she's going to see a lot of playing time. So, we look at our roster, it's certainly going to look different than it has the past couple years, but we're excited about the talent we have there.
I mean, I think the elephant in the room is talking about you lost to Salem Party, you lost Bree Kohler, you lose numbers-wise, you didn't lose a lot of seniors. So people outside the program might be like, well, they still have a good number of people coming back. Well, you lose one of the best scorers in the state, then that team seems to do some stuff. But now you look at, like you said, a new look South Range, and maybe things that you can do now with some new faces and new people kind of stepping into the limelight. How excited are you for this kind of South Range team that is going to have some different faces shine bright under the lights?
Yeah, it's been fun, in the summer and so far in the off season as we get rolling here, figuring out our personnel and what we do well and where we can focus on those things. So we're gonna show some different looks this year that people haven't saw from us in the last 2 years. But we're still gonna try to be up tempo. We're still gonna press. We're still gonna butter our bread with what we've done well in the past. And so we'll just kind of tweak some things and make some changes and add in some things that fit our personnel. That way we're putting the girls on the court in the best situation to be successful for what they're good at.
Looking at what you have done over the summer, what are some of the strengths that you're seeing from this group of girls on the basketball court that you really are looking to exploit both offensively and defensively this year?
Well, this is a group that, I think they understand the challenges at hand, and a few of these girls have been kind of waiting, in the background for the opportunity that they're going to get now. And so our effort and determination, we had some girls that just really committed to the program in the summer because they want to be a part of our future, making it to look what our past looks like. And, what we're going to be able to do, I think, is play really well as a team and do some dynamic things, because we have girls who her strengths are in different areas, and they'll complement each other. And that's an exciting thing as a coach, because you can kind of be creative with what you do in your game plan.
It's interesting when you look at the NE8 that you play in, obviously a very tough league in basketball. But you look at the top three scorers in the league are kind of all graduated from different schools. Jackie Grisdale's gone from Poland, Izzy Lamparty gone from you, and then Aliyah gone from Struthers. So now it's all going to be about what team kind of brings more of those role players the last couple of years to the fold and thrust them forward. How excited are you for this conference and what you think it's going to bring to your schedule this year?
Yeah, I think every night, every team in this league is going to be a battle. I think you're going to see a lot of close games, a lot of games that come down to the wire in the end of the fourth quarter. If you asked me, and you guys may get to this here shortly. If I had to pick a favorite right now in the NE8, I've always said that until somebody figures out Poland, it's going to be Poland. And even with losing Jackie, what Coach Blanche does there, and with what they're getting back, they're probably still the favorite. But there are 8 teams in this conference that are going to be competitive on a nightly basis, and it's going to be a fun season.
And looking at this team and looking at what you guys you've already highlighted what you've done well and what you guys have looked at in the offseason. Talk to me a little bit about from what you've seen last year in some of the girls that you want really the biggest improvements on now going into this year for you guys to be able to take that next step and, as you alluded to, make your past or your future look more like your past.
Yeah, we have some girls, our sophomore class, Sydney Pennick, Devin Sirine, Grace McQuiston, and Liv Yeagley, that played a lot of freshman and JV games last year. Devin saw a decent amount of varsity time, but, those are 4 girls who this year for us in a varsity program are going to really have to step up and do the things that they do well. They've had great careers. They were great 7th grade players. They were great 8th grade players. And they've continued to get better every year. And, now they're to the point where they're on our varsity roster and, they're going to have to defend well. If you want to play for us, if you want minutes, you have to defend well. You've got to be a good one-on-one defender, and you've got to be a good team defense defender. So those are the things that we're going to focus on the first few weeks of practice, making sure that we're ready to play defense. Offense is, we look at our roster and, we know Lexi can score, and after that, we're going to have to figure it out, and our opponents are going to know that. So Lexi's going to get some different defensive looks. So these girls are going to have to be prepared on a nightly basis for what other teams throw at us, and we'll have to adjust and adapt and figure that out. But they're excited about it. We're excited about what they bring to us, and so we're going to keep figuring out what we're good at and try to emphasize that. And we're going to figure out what we need to improve on, and we're going to focus on that on a nightly basis as far as getting better between now and the end of the season.
Coach, I've been itching to ask you this for a while. You're in your 3rd year now as the head coach, and now you really start to get the players that you have had a personal hand in developing from their freshman year when you were there or whatever it may be. How excited are you to now get to really see the program take mold in the way that you envisioned it when you took the job 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been fun. And Anthony, you know this. When I got there, I made it a point to make sure that these girls know that, from a coaching staff standpoint, that we care about them and we have their best interests at heart. And so it's fun now that, some of the freshmen that are now juniors and again, last year's young girls that, we know each other. And so we're a little bit further into the conversations when we see each other. We can talk about school and what's going on at home and all that stuff a little bit because we're more comfortable with each other. And we understand each other from a basketball standpoint that we can jump into, some of, hey, tell me what you saw there. What were you thinking on this play conversations, a lot faster because we've established those relationships. And so, it's just a cool thing that when you're a coach and you get kids that are around, that you get to know them that way. And, that's what makes it tough when seniors graduate is because, so many of these girls, they're all daughters to me. And so when you see them move on, you wish them well, but man, time flies because I remember starting 3 years ago and, I thought Izzy and Bree and Sophia would be around forever. And, now they're off doing their thing.
And talking about those relationships, we know that coaching is a lot more than X's and O's and what happens on the court. So in doing that, I want to ask you, what is the biggest thing you hope to teach your girls outside of the sport of basketball?
Yeah, we teach them every night. And I'm going to say this, that, I've kind of learned from coaching girls the past few years, a lot of the things that girls have to deal with that boys don't have to. And, a lot of it really is unfair. And so, our message has always been to them that they're worthy. We tell them not to deal with the BS they shouldn't have to deal with. And that, they have a coaching staff that's in their corner and we support them. And so, we always talk about when you leave this place, you're going to go do special things. And I think that, from our team building standpoint, we want our girls to be leaders in the community, want them to be leaders in the classroom. And so that when they do leave those doors, whatever comes next in their life, they'll be prepared for, because of how we've taken care of business here and how we've approached things. But that's important, because, at the end of the day, basketball is just basketball, but there's some serious stuff that happens in life that kids need to be prepared for. And, I don't think there's a better program in the area that prepares our girls for life out after high school. I'm proud of that.
Coach, last year we saw this team go through some serious adversity, more than most teams have to go through in a season, not just with COVID, but with some major injuries throughout the year. You guys came together as a team, and you still made your goals possible. How much did going through all that last year, especially for the young girls, help you develop and think is going to come back to help you this year?
Well, the positive side of that, and it was, I hope that no coaching staff, no team, no girls have to go through what we went through injury wise, because that was painful and it was scary. And these are teenage girls that stuff like that, from what happened to Bree and to Izzy and to Gabby, you wish wouldn't happen to anybody. And then from a team standpoint, that they had to witness that. And when Izzy had that concussion, how scared we all were. We realized that it was really important that, for them to be sisters, like really, really be sisters, not teammates, not friends, but sisters. And, that really brought us together. What they were able to, kind of join in solidarity with each other, and understanding that, we can't get through this alone, but if we put our arms around each other and we help each other take a step every day, that we'll get through this together. We'll get through this as a team. And so that's a standpoint of, now that it's happened and it's in our rearview mirror, I still, my heart breaks for all the girls that got hurt. But it's brought us closer as a team. The other side of that was how scary and challenging it was. And, I think, we have girls that are kind of looking over their shoulder with COVID, and obviously injuries are part of sports. There's like, geez, I hope we have a year that's a lot different from that standpoint than we did last year, because, there's still some past memories there that are painful. And, hopefully us and every other team in the area can avoid stuff like that this year, because that was difficult to get through.
And of course, we're going to knock on wood with this next question, but for as the future holds, it looks like we're going to have a little bit more open as far as looks for basketball season than what we had years prior. How important do you think it is going to be for this team to have that South Range community that is so sports hungry and is so supportive of their teams back in gyms in support of this team this year?
Yeah, I can't wait to have more people come watch our games. And we're so blessed to have YSN and you guys that were able to broadcast games the past couple years, especially last year with COVID, so that people could see them. And I've said this, and I don't say it to be funny, but, as successful as we were last year, COVID hurt us, because we couldn't have people outside of parents, for the most part, come watch us play. And that was a special team. And those girls were so much fun to watch that if people were able to come, we would have packed that gym, and it would have been loud, and the girls would have got a better experience from the season, because they would have realized the support they have. And so, this year, hopefully, you're right, the COVID stays away and we can get some people in the gym, and then, we'll put on a show for them. And like you said, it's such a great sports community. Always want to represent the burgundy and gold with pride and respect, and we're looking forward to that.
Coach, I got to tell you, if your fans can't get behind a team that has gone back-to-back regional championships, I don't know what they're going to get behind. I mean, the South Range community is strong. They better prove it. It's like you like to say, the world looks better in burgundy and gold a little bit, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother.
Before we let you go, you have been one of the more fashionable coaches on the sidelines that we get to see on our YSN family. Got to ask, what's in the works for this year as far as sideline attire?
So, I respect the heck out of you guys, but I'm going to politely decline to not answer that question. I will tell you this. I did order a suit on Amazon that easily would have been the best I've had. And unfortunately, when it came to being delivered, they said it was out of stock and wouldn't be back in stock. So, I'm disappointed there, but that's only motivated me to go find something better, maybe.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard to one-up your John Hammond look from last year, I will say.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be exciting. And as we like to end each one, I want to do the same thing with you. We've highlighted some of the team. We've got to meet the team. Let's meet the rest of the South Range Lady Raider coaching staff. Just shout out some of your assistants and some of those big names that are going to be a big help for you this season.
Well, I'm so blessed to have around me who I have to help me. And, Brock Miller and Kaylee Luckland are going to run our junior high program, 7th and 8th grade. And that's the same. They've been there for now this 3 years with me. And so they're familiar with what we do. They teach the program so well and implement what we want them to implement. So that's awesome. Lauren Pavlansky has joined us as our JV coach. So anytime you get a Pavlansky on your coaching staff, that's something to be excited about. So that's cool. And Sandy Kohler is going to be our varsity assistant. And, a lot of people know Sandy and what she's done in the past and how many games she's won and what she knows about basketball. So, I've been blessed, like I said, for 3 years to have a great staff. And this year is no different. Another great staff, and excited for what we offer to our young ladies.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. It's always great to talk to you, and good luck in this preparation time for the season. And as the season goes, we'll talk to you again soon.
Yep, Anthony, Ty, thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good day.